Parents, when was the moment you saw your child's spirit break? My 12-year-old son Nathan had been working on his science fair project for 3 months. He was building a robot that could sort recyclables, spending every free moment in our garage with screws and wires scattered everywhere. Nathan had always been the kid who took things apart to see how they worked. By age 7, he'd dismantled every broken appliance in our house and somehow put most of them back together. This robot project was his chance to show everyone what he could really do. He'd saved up his allowance to buy better motors and sensors. He watched YouTube tutorials until midnight, taking notes in his messy handwriting. Nathan even skipped video games with his friends to work on his robot, which was huge for a 12-year-old. The night before the science fair, Nathan was in the garage making final adjustments. His robot could identify plastic bottles, aluminum cans, and paper, then sort them into the correct bins. It wasn't perfect, but for a 6th grader building it alone, it was incredible. "Dad, come look!" he called out, his face glowing with pride. The robot successfully sorted a pile of mixed recyclables, beeping happily as each item dropped into the right container. Nathan had programmed it to make different sounds for each type of material. We loaded everything carefully into our car that morning. Nathan wore his best shirt and had prepared a presentation about how his robot could help the environment. He'd practiced his speech dozens of times, talking about sensors and programming like a little engineer. At the science fair, Nathan set up his display table with handmade posters explaining how the robot worked. He was so excited, bouncing on his feet as other kids and parents walked around looking at projects. Then I saw the other entries: store-bought volcano kits with professional labels, a homemade telescope that was clearly assembled by an adult, a DNA extraction experiment with equipment that cost more than our monthly grocery budget. Nathan's cardboard and duct tape robot suddenly looked shabby next to the glossy professional displays. Other parents were taking photos of their kids standing next to projects that obviously had significant adult help. When the judging started, Nathan explained his robot enthusiastically to anyone who would listen. His eyes lit up as he demonstrated how the sensors worked and why he chose certain materials for construction. But I watched the judges' faces. They nodded politely at Nathan's explanation, then spent 20 minutes examining a student-built weather station that clearly came from an expensive kit. The awards ceremony was brutal. 3rd place went to a project about plant growth that had professional lab equipment. 2nd place was the weather station. 1st place went to a chemistry project with results that looked like they came from a professional laboratory. Nathan stood there clapping for the winners, but I could see his smile fading. His robot, which had taken months of genuine work and learning, didn't even get an honorable mention. On the drive home, Nathan was quiet for a long time. Finally, he said, "Dad, my robot worked really well, didn't it?" I told him it was amazing and I was proud of him. "Then why didn't I win anything?" he asked, his voice small. "Did the other kids just do better than me?" I didn't know how to explain that the competition wasn't really between kids, but between parents' wallets and engineering degrees. That night I found Nathan in the garage, taking his robot apart with a screwdriver. "What are you doing?" I asked. He looked up with tears in his eyes. "It's just junk, Dad. I thought I was smart, but I'm not."